We've been hearing about the competition coming for Tesla for more than a decade, but so far they have been unable to produce a vehicle that is comparable to Tesla in proficiency, performance, and price. Is today the day that somebody's going to take Tesla's crown? Well, we're going to find out, because today we're doing a head-to-head competition. Today it's Tesla against everybody, including Porsche, Lucid, Audi, Jaguar, Ford, Chevy, GM, and Rivian. But first, please consider subscribing to my channel. For this channel to be monetized, I need more than 1,000 subscribers. So please subscribe, ring that bell, and hit that like button.
You can spend your money and keep it too.
We all want to find the next Tesla, don't we? The next company that will revolutionize the auto industry with electricity or even green hydrogen. There's just one problem. The next Tesla is Tesla. There's a reason why this company has a $538 billion market capitalization and a stock that's up nearly 600% for the year. Tesla is the most popular electric car on Earth. They make them in America. They make them in China. Pretty soon they'll be making them in Germany, the promised land for the auto industry. The thing is, it wasn't easy. So far, many have tried to build a better electric car, and they've all failed. Elon Musk has been at this thing for 17 years, but Tesla only started turning a profit a year ago. Makes me think that the company has a bigger competitive moat than we give them credit for.
Tesla has achieved the impossible, and one should not expect every other car company with a prototype to be able to do what Tesla has done.
We've been waiting for Tesla's rivals to come out of the woodwork for years, and we're still waiting. The big automakers, they just haven't had a ton of success yet. But as for the smaller players, the Tesla derivatives, they're tough to value because at this point, they're mostly hype.
It's true. Most small EV companies are built mostly on hype. Most of them just have a prototype and visions of greatness of when they are producing their vehicle at scale. I'm not saying that these companies are lying or misrepresenting the vehicles that they are bringing to market. And I certainly do not see another Nikola among these companies. I'm just saying that it's very difficult, no, it's darn near impossible to make a successful car company. And one should be very cautious about investing in companies that have great websites and no products currently for sale on the market. Hopefully most of them succeed, because every successful electric vehicle company is good for the whole electric vehicle market. Try and understand, competition from other electric vehicle companies does not hurt Tesla. Over 90 billion cars are sold every year, and last year Tesla only sold 500,000 cars. Believe me, there is plenty of room for every single successful electric vehicle company. They are all competing against ICE. More EV companies means having more infrastructure. You have more service stations, more charging centers, and with a greater variety of vehicles to choose from, you're going to have a lot more people buying electric vehicles. And when you have more EV owners, you have more people who never want to buy a gas-powered car again. So having said that, Tesla may not be competing with them, but they are definitely competing with both Tesla and their gas-powered counterparts. This year's crop of new electric vehicles look better than ever. It's time to see how the competition stacks up. I'm not including the Roadster right now because at this time it has no shipping date. When the Roadster does ship, it'll be shipping with over 600 miles of range. It will be the quickest, the fastest, and best handling production car on Earth, hands down. The statistics that I'm going to be using to compare vehicles against each other is price, range, quickness, which is how quickly a car can accelerate, and the top speed of the vehicle, which is how fast it can go. Starting with the Porsche Taycan Turbo. Porsche is the first performance car company to make a great electric vehicle, and I commend them for making such a serious attempt to compete with Tesla. Porsche is the only sports car company so far not to chicken out. Both the Ford Mustang and the Jaguar I-Pace both came out as SUVs. It's like they knew they couldn't build a sports car good enough to compete against a Tesla, so they didn't even try. And I respect Porsche for designing this two-speed gearbox monster to try and outperform Tesla's motors. And it worked. Well, for a couple of days anyway, until Elon Musk released an over-the-air update which made everybody's Model S's faster. It's been 10 years, and Tesla is still the only company that can improve performance with an over-the-air update. According to Car and Driver, the Taycan is one of the fastest cars that they have ever tested. Although in the Taycan's advertising campaign, it's the car's soul.
And now, thanks to generous donations of soul from here, and here, we're pleased to say, it's here. The Porsche Taycan, soul electrified.
The Porsche Taycan Turbo is truly an impressive vehicle, until you compare it to a Tesla. At $185,000, the Porsche Taycan Turbo S is $45,000 more than Tesla's top-of-the-line Model S Plaid Plus. Tesla's luxury sedan can seat up to 7, and its 520-mile range is 2.5 times more than the Taycan's. While the Taycan can go from 0 to 60 in a blistering 2.6 seconds, the Model S Plaid Plus completes it in less than 2 seconds, which makes it the quickest production car on Earth. That is, until we get the Roadster. But the Tesla luxury sedan that seats 7 has more than double the range, is quicker, faster, and cheaper than Porsche's performance electric vehicle. Next, let's move on to Lucid Air's Dream Edition. Lucid has a really beautiful luxury electric prototype. I really love this car, and I hope that it turns out to be everything that they claim it to be. I have to say it, I'm a little bit shy about investing in this company because their statistics seem to be just a little bit too good for a company who has yet to ship a vehicle. They still have a lot of unproven technology, and until they allow somebody like Sandy Munro or a mainstream analyst to drive their car, I won't touch the stock. I expect the Lucid to be much more luxurious than the Tesla. Luxury is this company's main focus. If everything they say is true, and if they could ever manage to throw in a full self-driving feature into this car, I'm probably going to want one.
Introducing Luxury Electric. Introducing Lucid Air.
At $161,500, it's $21,500 more than the top-of-the-line Tesla Model S Plaid Plus. While the top-end speed of the Lucid is unknown at this time, Tesla's Model S Plaid Plus has more range, is quicker and cheaper than Lucid's Air Dream Edition. If you opt for the $120,000 Tesla Model S Plaid, you will save $41,500. You will still be quicker and probably faster, though the Lucid will have 120 more miles of range over the Tesla. Next, the Lucid Air Touring weighs in at $87,500 and is $14,000 more and actually has more range than Tesla's Model S, which will be an incredible accomplishment if Lucid manages to pull this off. They both have the same top speed of 155 miles per hour. However, the Model S is still quicker and cheaper than the Lucid. The Audi E-Tron is a very nicely designed sports car. It's beautiful inside and out, and Audi seems to be very proud of their fake engine noise, which they have designed to enhance the driver's experience. Honestly, I am not sure how I feel about Audi's fake engine sound. Personally, I prefer the reality of being able to listen to what each tire is doing on the road. The Audi e-tron RS GT, which is only $1,000 more than the Tesla Model S Plaid Plus, so this is a really fair comparison. The Audi e-tron RS GT is being promoted as the best performance car Audi has ever made, but its 3.5 second 0 to 60 does not compare to the Plaid Model S's under 2 seconds 0 to 60. And the e-tron's respectable 149 mph top speed is still dwarfed by Tesla's supercar-like 200 mph top end. This Tesla has more than twice the range of the Audi. It is quicker, faster, and cheaper. But you do not have to buy a top-of-the-line Model S to beat an Audi e-tron. You can save over $20,000 by buying the regular Model S Plaid, which has more range, is quicker, faster, and cheaper. And for about half the price of the e-tron, you can buy a standard range Model S, which has more range, is quicker, faster, and cheaper. But it doesn't stop there, because for $85,000 less than the Audi e-tron, you could buy a Tesla Model 3 Performance that has more range, is quicker, faster, and cheaper than Audi's best performance car. The Jaguar I-Pace is a good-looking SUV that was designed by a sports car company. It has a dual motor and it seats 5.
It's just electricity. Nothing to be afraid of.
For $80,000, you get Jaguar's high-end luxury sedan, the I-Pace HSE, which we are comparing against Tesla's luxury sedan, the Model S, which has almost double the range, is quicker, faster, and cheaper. However, if you want a bit less luxury, you can get the Jaguar I-Pace EV400 instead, which is $3,000 cheaper than the Model S, though the Model S has almost double the range and is quicker and faster. On the other hand, if you want a bit less luxury in the Tesla, for $9,000 less than the EV400, you could get a Model Y Performance, which has more range, is quicker, faster, and cheaper than the Jaguar I-Pace EV400. And if you would like to get even more performance at an even cheaper price, you could buy a Tesla Model 3 Performance. For $55,990, you get a top speed of 162 miles per hour and a blistering 3.1 second 0 to 60. The Model 3 Performance is the quickest car you can buy in this price range. It has more range, is quicker, faster, and cheaper than the Jaguar I-Pace EV400. I have always loved Ford's Mustang, and I gotta tell you, at first I was really mad that Ford changed the Mustang, their most popular brand, into a family car. I was like, what? But at the end of the day, it's a really nice electric vehicle. The problem I think they're going to have is they don't seem to have the infrastructure available to scale this vehicle up to anything meaningful. I'm actually worried that Ford's Mach-E might be built a little bit too well. Ford might be losing money on every car they sell. Ford's Mach-E GT is actually $490 less than Tesla's Model Y Performance, but the Model Y has more range, is quicker and faster than the Ford. For a better value, Tesla's long-range Model Y is $11,500 cheaper than Ford's Mach-E GT. It's 1 second slower, but it has more range and is a lot cheaper than the Ford. Looking at both Ford and Tesla's less expensive models, the Mach-E Select is actually 1/10 of a second faster than Tesla's standard range Model 3. However, the Ford still costs more and has less range than the Tesla. With the Chevy Bolt, you get an either I love it or I hate it design, and personally, I do not love it. The Chevy Bolt is the only vehicle in this video that I struggle to come up with good things to say about it, and apparently Chevy feels the same way about it. In their commercials, they don't say anything about the Bolt. They just try to associate it with Disney and Star Wars characters, thinking, I like Star Wars, I like the Bolt. I like Walt Disney, I like the Bolt. I like Disneyland, I must like the Bolt. The Chevy Bolt LT four-wheel drive is the cheapest non-Tesla EV on this list. It's also the slowest, with a 0 to 60 of 6.5 seconds and a top speed of 90.1 miles per hour. For $500 less than the Bolt, you can get the much more comfortable Tesla Standard Range Model 3. And it has more range, it's quicker, faster, and cheaper than the Chevy Bolt. Let's talk about trucks. I made an entire video comparing the Hummer EV to the Cybertruck. Please check it out. The Hummer EV is a really well-designed electric truck. But it does bother me that once again here's a big company screwing up their brand again. To me, that's not a Hummer. It looks like a Chevy Avalanche. This is a Hummer. Arnold Schwarzenegger famously converted his Hummer into an electric vehicle. All they had to do was just copy what Arnold had done.
First to own the revolutionary Hummer EV. Reserve your all-electric super truck now at gmc.com.
The Hummer EV1 is $43,000 more than the tri-motor Cybertruck. And the Cybertruck has 150 miles more range and is faster than the Hummer EV1. And even though the Hummer has not released its towing capacity, the Cybertruck's 14,000 pounds is most assuredly higher. The most expensive Cybertruck costs less than the cheapest Hummer. The Rivian is a highly anticipated electric truck. The people who love trucks really seem to love the Rivian. But I gotta warn you about the tank turn. If you do a tank turn on anything other than really loose dirt, you're gonna go through a lot of tires. All in all though, the Rivian is a fantastic off-road electric truck. At $75,000, the R1T Adventure is $5,000 more than the tri-motor Cybertruck. But the Cybertruck has 200 more miles of range, tows 3,000 more pounds, is quicker and cheaper than the Rivian R1T Adventure. Now let's compare the less expensive Rivian R1T versus the dual motor Cybertruck. The Rivian R1T Explorer costs $67,500, which is a full $17,600 more than the Tesla's dual motor Cybertruck. The Rivian is a little bit quicker, and both trucks have about the same range. The Cybertruck tows more and is a lot cheaper. There is no vehicle that compares with the single motor Cybertruck. For $40,000, you get more than 250 miles of range and a towing capacity of 7,500 pounds. There is just no comparable electric truck in this price range. Maybe next year. Teslas sold today are a great value.
Hey, how come Tesla can make cars with more range and cheaper than everybody else? Shouldn't those guys that have been making cars for like 100 years be better at making cars?
Most people think that, but the truth is, making an electric car is very different from making a gasoline car. Be sure you watch part 1 of this video where I discuss Tesla's manufacturing techniques with Sandy Monroe. Tesla's electric motors outperform everybody else. As it turns out, it's partly because Tesla's motors were designed from the ground up by rocket scientists, and partly because of Tesla's battery pack and battery design. If you do not have an efficient battery, a very fast electric car will hardly have any range. which is why Porsche's Taycan's much larger battery only gave it 200 miles of range, while Tesla's Plaid Model S somehow manages to have much greater range while still being faster. The battery and battery pack is by far the most expensive part of any electric vehicle, and Tesla has been refining its electric motors and batteries for 17 years. And the competition? Most of them consider the battery an afterthought, something that they just have to buy from the lowest bidder. And the ones who are building battery factories are either using old technology or they're just moving too slow. None of the current electric vehicle makers are scaling up their battery production enough to be able to mass produce their own vehicles. And they certainly aren't keeping up with Tesla, and will not be able to take advantage of Wright's Law's cost decline associated with every doubling of production. And until this changes, Tesla is going to be the only company with the ability to lower the price of their vehicles while still increasing their profit margins.
You want the next Tesla? I got an idea. Stick with the current Tesla.
So what do you think? Are any of you planning on buying EVs? Which ones do you like? Which ones do you hate? For me, it's hard to even think of buying an electric vehicle that's not a Tesla, because right now, Tesla is the only vehicle you can buy that will eventually have full self-driving. But if you were to put a gun to my head, I would have to say, don't point that gun at my head. And then I would tell you that that Ford Mach-E electric vehicle is really starting to grow on me. The Lucid is out of my price range, but I love that vehicle. If you've enjoyed my content, please subscribe, hit the like button, and ring the bell. And if you would like to become a better investor, please watch my Warren Buffett video. I'm a better investor just because of what I learned while making it. I read and respond to every comment, so please type away down there and ask me anything. So until I see you again, remember, you don't have to make a lot of money at your job to become rich, because when your money is making money, you can spend your money and keep it too.
Don't buy or sell a stock just because a YouTuber like JC says so. He's got opinions. These decisions are important. This is your money. These decisions should be made by you.